1580 103.3 WPKY. All right. Wait a minute. I got it right this time. 1580 103.3 WPKY. I wanted to wait and make sure I wasn't stepping on nobody. 8:09, Tess and Ty in the morning. And, of course, it's time for Coffee Talk. And we've got some very special guests, and I've been looking forward to this. I really have. I think that this is something that, we've got new neighbors in the neighborhood. And in Princeton, you don't get a ton of new neighbors all the time, which is a good thing. I mean, you know your neighbors, which is good. But this time we get, it's right across the street, Goodman Funeral Home. So good. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate you being here, Mr. Josh Cook and John Goodman. And tell us about it. And, of course, you've got an open house and busy schedule, right?
This past Sunday they had an open house, didn't you?
Yeah, just this past Sunday, 1 to 4. Had a great turnout. Just a lot of folks from the community came in, and we had done a lot of work on the renovation and remodeling of that church building. That church building has been here since 1954, I believe.
I didn't know that.
Been here a few days, and so we did a little renovation and remodeling project.
Tell us about that. I was always curious. How do you convert a church to a funeral home?
Well, the church had a sanctuary, that they held services in, which lends itself well to us having a chapel for the funeral home. So that was relatively an easier transformation. The building next door, the annex building, that required a little more work with a preparation room, a casket selection room, a family arrangement conference room, some offices, a lounge area. So that was a little more renovation, but it turned out beautiful, and we had a great day Sunday. A lot of folks coming through.
I heard some good things about it, though. I really did. Normally, if you don't hear great things, you just don't mention it. Isn't that what Grandma said? If you can't say nothing nice. But
the
I heard,
rule.
That's right. But I heard really good things about it. I heard it was beautiful. I heard that you guys were so nice to work with and really pleasant, and that it was really, really pleasant and pretty.
Well, thank you. And we look forward to serving the families here and working with the community. There were several people that probably didn't get a chance to come by on Sunday or just missed it.
Right.
I'm there every day. So, you can swing in. I'll give you the grand tour, let you look around. And talk to you about how we can help you.
Let's talk about that, because you're full service funeral home.
Right.
And, of course, let's talk about the steps maybe, especially out there. Of course, somebody passes away, it's obvious. But there are some things that you can do long before that time with prearrangements, and I guess you all do that as well.
Yes, we do offer that. Prearrangement is a great idea. I often tell people it's one of the greatest gifts you can give your children, your family, when that time comes. Emotions are raw, and it's a tough time. We've all been there, and I've been there when my father passed. And your emotions are raw. Your mind is racing. You're thinking of a million things, but just to know that part of it is already taken care of.
Right.
Is a tremendous burden lifted off of the family. Not only the selection of the types of services that mom or dad or grandfather or grandmother may have wanted, but oftentimes prearranging allows you to relieve that financial burden as well.
And that way that they're happy too. You always want to make mom or dad or grandma happy with what you've chosen for them. And, when it is prearranged like that, now you know that it's exactly the way they wanted it or they would have wanted it, right?
And the look on the family's face whenever you walk into the room and you have a sheet of paper that you can lay down and say, Mom or Dad, this is what their wishes were.
Right.
And you just see that sign of relief and comfort that they know they're doing exactly what Mom and Dad wanted for their final wishes.
Well, you can say, look, it's covered. We've got it.
Exactly.
Let's take this. There's a lot of bricks on your shoulder when things like that happen. And that's, if you guys can take a lot of that load away, that's wonderful.
Yes, I think that's one of the goals that we have is when a family can leave that experience. And listen, that's a tough experience, and it is very difficult to lose someone. But when they can leave and say, listen, you guys, for the situation that we were in, you helped make this much more bearable, and we feel like we've done a good job if we can do that for a few days. So.
I think a lot of times it has to do with the people that are involved in it too. It takes a special person to be the ones planning that and to try to comfort the family, and that says a lot about you guys that you even want to do it and that are doing it successfully, and are having good things said about you. I mean, because that's a tough spot to be in.
Well, many times, Jonathan and I, whenever we sit down with the family, that family, the minute we sit down, it's just like they're our own family.
Right.
We look at every person who walks through the door as an extension to our family. And so if it's not something that I would want or say for my family, then I'm not going to lead or guide you in the wrong direction. We treat you just like our own, and you just join our extended family.
Sure.
And so we're happy about that, and
well, there's a
and glad to
trust
welcome
that's
them.
involved. We're trusting you with some of the most important things that we'll ever have to do, but we're also trusting you with things we just don't have the strength to sometimes.
Right, and with every family we've been honored to serve, that is my goodbye statement to a family. I always shake their hand and look at them, and I say those exact words: "Thank you for your trust and your confidence that you placed something very dear to you into our hands, and we hope that we did it to your satisfaction and to your liking." And that's you took the words right out of my mouth. That's my closing statement.
How
Good
about
job.
that? That was the one thing I did this morning. Woo! I got it right.
You did good.
Hey, we really appreciate you all coming over here. We really do. I mean, because it's nice to look across the street, and you really have done a great job with it. You really have.
Well, it's been a lot of work, a labor of love, some have called it, and it's something to be proud of. And we want people, when they walk in, whether it's for a visitation or maybe they're there for a service, to be comfortable and to appreciate the building and so forth. But it's turned out good. A lot of hard work. Josh has been a great help. We're honored to be working alongside him. And a couple other staff members, and we had a staff meeting not long ago, and I said we don't think of Josh working for us. We think of Josh working with us, and we don't think of him as an employee. Him and his wife stopped by our home last night. And we're just that kind of a relationship. Just.
Well, it becomes family.
It does. It becomes
really
an
does.
extension of us, and he represents the Goodman name very well, and I appreciate that, and I love his family, and we're just honored to be working with him.
And tell us about that Goodman name. You've been doing this business for quite a while.
Yeah,
now,
a few years, and so my wife and I also own a funeral home in Paducah, and so this is kind of an extension of what we do. So I don't have anybody in my family that does this business, and so I chose this profession, as something that was near and dear to me, and something that I felt like I could make a difference with, and so no regrets about that. I love doing what I do and serving our families, and so we're honored to be in Princeton, and looking forward to a great success here.
Well, that also means that you're not newbies to it, that you know what you're doing.
Well, we've
with
done it a few
experience,
days, yes.
and I don't mean anything against newbies. I mean, but at the same time, that's not necessarily a moment that you want the person that doesn't know what they're doing. You have
Right.
experience in doing it.
Right, and Josh comes from a long line of experience as well.
I've been in the funeral business for 13 years, going on
That
13
counts
years
for
now.
something. It
So,
really does.
Sure does.
It does, and it's important when you walk in to an establishment to see those familiar faces as well, and those comforting faces as a family comes in to say farewell to a loved one.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, and you've got family that come in from out of town and that sort of thing. That always lends itself as well. Location. You're very easy to find. You're right here. You can see you right here off the main road, right off the interstate. I mean, you're not very far from that. So, I mean, as far as location, you have a nice big parking lot. I think you're doing well over there.
Well, thank you.
You got the radio station across the street.
That's right.
Yes, we do. We can see the morning show people from our front porch.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The good news is you don't open at 5 a.m., right?
Right. Well, sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, no, there's something to talk about, the hours, because life doesn't just happen between 9 and 5. Life,
24/7.
unfortunately, happens 24/7. And on, the worst time in the world sometimes is when things happen. I mean, are you all available? I mean, what hours are you available?
We're available 24/7, no matter what time of day, what time of night, or what your need is. I've been up here several times already at 7, 8 o'clock at night to meet with the family, and that's no problem whatsoever. We've got the funeral home number that you can call, and you directly get one of us, and that's 365-3838. And then my cell phone number is posted everywhere, and so people call me at night, shoot me a text, and we're able to help. I'm usually in the office 8:30 to 5. Of course, I leave and go to lunch sometimes. Sometimes I don't. It just depends on the type of day that it is. But we're always available by phone. You can give either one of us a call, and we'll be there within 5-10 minutes.
And they're friendly. You don't have to worry about that. They are friendly. They'll give you a big old smile.
That's right.
You guys are on social media platforms as well.
We are. We have a Facebook page, Goodman Funeral Home, and our website is goodmanfuneral.com. I wanted to say something about that website, too. Sure. You can go to goodmanfuneral.com, and if somebody would be interested in the obituary list, you can sign up for a daily email where whenever a new obit is posted on our website, you immediately get an email about that. And so that's a convenient way to keep up with what's going on and what service times are and visitation hours. goodmanfuneral.com, and you can go to the obituaries and then select to receive an email. There's also a button on there that if somebody is dealing with some grief or something like that from a loss of a loved one, there is a sign-up email, grief support, a daily grief support thing that they receive a message in their inbox for a year. And so you can unsubscribe to that at any time, but you can subscribe to that and receive those daily encouraging, helpful comments and stories. So.
Well, I love that because you all really are full service. I mean, you don't, just only do part of it. I mean, you really, that comes full circle.
Yes.
Sure.
And with the pre-arrangements, I'll touch on it again real quick. There is a form online that you can fill out just your contact and kind of set up some of that and start the process. And that gets sent directly to us. And then I'll follow up with you. And another thing is there's so many people that are at home that's not able to get out every day or come by the funeral home. So if that's a wish of yours, we'll come to your house. We have the technology available that we can bring everything from the funeral home to the house to pre-plan.
Oh, wow.
So, if you call and set up an appointment, then, I'll be glad to come on out to the house and do what we can.
So you don't wait for life to work itself into your convenient schedule. You do it the other way around.
That's right.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do. Because life isn't convenient, unfortunately. Well, we really appreciate everything that you've done and coming in to tell all the folks about it. Again, give us your phone number and your hours of operation. And
our phone number is 270-365-3838. Of course, we're located right across from WPKY. That's kind of my signature thing whenever people ask.
I like that. Do it.
We're right here on West Main Street. The office, I'm usually there 8:30 to 5 each day. If not, you can always reach me by phone. You can call the funeral home number, or my cell phone's always posted at the door. And so you can call it and get a hold of one of us, and we'll be glad to meet you there.
And again, this is Josh Cook. So make sure that you say hi to him. And I guarantee you he will sit and talk to you and have no problem doing it. And
Not
of course,
at all.
Mr. Goodman, we are really glad to have you as well.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks for letting us come and tell you what we do.
Yes,
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah,
Great
welcome
to
the
be here.
neighborhood.
Great
Yes.
to be here.
All right, Coffee Talk 823. We're going
Thank
to
you.
change gears in just a second and be right back. 103.3 WPKY. 1580 103.3 WPKY. And of course, I don't know if you've been recently. My children have. They just got through going to Capitol Cinemas in downtown Princeton. And of course, they do free movie Saturdays every Saturday throughout summer vacation. And I love that that's something that they do. I can't talk. On summer vacation, and they do that predominantly for families and for the kids.
Yeah.
And that's sponsored throughout the summer from different organizations and different businesses here in town, to include WPKY. And this weekend's free movie is going to be Despicable Me 2. Of course, last week was Despicable Me.
Minions.
And then this week is Despicable Me 2. And then next week will actually be, I can't speak anymore, evidently. That shuts off at 9 o'clock. Right. Despicable Me 3, and then Minions, and then Secret Life of Pets, and the Emoji Movie. So there's I would really like to go see the Emoji Movie. I'm not kidding about that. I haven't seen it, and it's got some of my favorite emojis on there, just even on the, like that one right there.
What? Yeah.
that one's kind of my favorite, and the one beside it too, but I won't talk. So
the red
Aladdin
one with the horns is what you pointed to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right past that one. Aladdin is one that I my whole family wants to go see. This is one that the parents can get excited about, especially the moms and the daughter. This would be a great just mom and daughter weekend kind of thing with Aladdin. Of course, the whole family can really enjoy it. There's a whole lot of fun parts with the genie in there. It's one of those that you can just sit down. There's not many things that you can sit down, watch with your kids, and you don't have to worry about being embarrassed or, trying to rush them out the back door or flip the channel real quick. There's not many things you can watch with them these days.
You think Disney has incorporated Steppenwolf into the Aladdin?
That's a great
magic carpet ride would work great.
Oh, that would be fantastic. You need to contact them and do that. I'm telling you, you might have a career in broadcasting someday, young man.
I don't know.
2 hours, 15 minutes, Friday, 6:30 and 9:15, Saturday, 1:15, 4, 6:45 and 9:30. Then Godzilla will be playing this weekend as well.
Godzilla.
I wish you could hear his mouth moving. His mouth is still moving.
Yeah, Bill and I were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, it's you can't do that without making that joke.
There he goes down the road.
The computer technology and the graphics on this thing are going to be ridiculous.
It is.
I saw the previews for this particular one. They're just ridiculous. I've never seen anything like this in my life. It's like Godzilla's chasing you. And don't get me wrong, I do say that a lot in the morning. Godzilla is chasing me. I actually say a T-Rex a lot of times, nipping at my heels. Kind of feels like Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's the way that it is. But this movie, it's going to make you jump in your seat. It's going to make you, it's going to scare you in places, not because it's just so horrible, but because it's just going to, it'll scare you. It'll make you jump a little bit.
And the effects will just blow you out of your seat.
Yes. And the music and the cinematography. I'm telling you, those words today are killing me. A Dog's Journey. Oh, it's a tearjerker with the little dog.
Hey, let's give the times for Godzilla.
Yes, Godzilla, I went right past that, didn't I? 6:30, 9:15 on Friday. Saturday, 1:15, 4, 6:45, and 9:30. Sundays, 1:15, 4, and 6:45. And then Monday through Thursday at 6:30. And A Dog's Journey, hour in 55 minutes. Friday, 6:30 and 9:15. Saturday, 1:15, 4, 6:45, and 9:30. On Sunday, perfect Sunday afternoon movie, is that not?
That is.
I love
Quaid?
that.
Is he in that? Is that Dennis Quaid?
I believe that that looks like him,
I think it's
doesn't
Dennis
it?
Quaid. I can't see who stars in it. It's real small.
Your morning partner would have really, they should have probably looked that up. Sunday, 1:15, 4, and 6:45. Monday through Thursday at 6:30. And of course, your Saturday movie will be starting they open the doors at 10. Don't procrastinate and wait until 10:30 till the movie starts. Go ahead and go at 10. Trust me, there will be a little bit of a line, but you will get in, and it will be just a great time, and you're going to enjoy it.
You know what I love? The refillable bucket.
Oh, I wasn't going to say it. If I'm addicted
bucket?
to anything, it is that buttered popcorn.
Oh, my best around.
Oh, well, see, my whole family is kind of split. Some of us are really all about the candy. Some of us are really about the popcorn, but you cannot put enough of that butter.
I mix. I
No.
got to have the popcorn and the chocolate together.
No, I want it by the time you get down to the bottom of the bucket of popcorn where there's that actually it's almost like a swimming pool of butter left in the bottom of the bucket. That's my bucket. And I'm not sharing either. I don't share.
You use lots of napkins, don't you?
Not really.
No. You just wipe it on.
I don't. Well, yeah. And I don't share. You can't have my popcorn. Go get your own.
You can have it when it gets down there to the swimming pool, Butter.
No. That's when you dip your finger in there and just lick it off your. Yeah. All right, we're going to change gears. Of course, there's a lot going on at the library over the summer. All summer long, Nichelle is running around like a chicken with its head cut off, like her hair's on fire. I'm telling you. I don't know if she ever slows down. I'm hoping that her family sees her every once in a while, but I'm not real sure because she's got everything from kids programs all the way through adult, anything from cooking to, of course, Cooking with Joni is going to be there this evening. Movie nights, teen nights, summer reading programs for the little guys as well as the adults, and anything in between. Even some art time out there, some historical time. So make sure that you drop by. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be talking to her in just a few minutes, and she's going to get you in the know because there are some of those that you need to pre-register for. It's 834 and 71 and 1580 103.3 WPKY. Probably looked up the number before I did that.
What is it? Dang it.
Well, I have her cell phone number. That she wanted me to call. Here we go.
Got it. That's all.
Hi, is this Nichelle?
Hello.
Hey, Nichelle.
Hi, is this Nichelle?
Hello.
Miss Nichelle?
Nichelle.
Yes.
Oh, there we
there you
are.
go, yeah.
Okay, we had to make sure we pushed all the right buttons there for a second. I say we and I mean me. It's not him.
Not yet.
That's fun.
Well, are you ready, young lady? I know you're a busy lady, so we're going to try to do this over the phone, and you never know, it might work out for you.
Okay.
All right, we will get going here in just about 30 seconds, if that's okay with you.
All right. That'll be great.
Yeah, chat.
Fifteen 103.3 WPKY, and on the phone this morning is Miss Nichelle Faughn. Good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. They haven't run me out yet. I keep hitting the wrong button.
Good morning, Nichelle.
Good morning.
Yeah, I have a habit of pushing the wrong button. There's a whole thermostat story. I looked for the light switch for 20 minutes one night.
Hey,
So-
I completely understand.
It's pretty bad when I had to call the news director at 7 o'clock at night and say, how do I turn off the light? My son and I actually looked for that light for like 20 minutes. It was a solid 20 minutes. I kid you
happens.
not. It does.
It does happen.
Well. So you've got a ton going on at the library.
Yes, ma'am, we
Could
do.
you tell us all about that?
Well, this week actually starts really the whole summer reading program. We have summer reading program for adults. We have summer reading program for teens, and summer reading program, of course, for the kids. And this week we're kicking off everything. We have the Scholastic Book Fair set up in the auditorium. So everybody likes a book fair. All the kids always love a book fair. We have, with the book fair, Pete the cat came to visit us, so he will be here
Pete
on
is
and off
cool.
all week.
Pete
yes.
the cat. Love
And that schedule for him, we are posting that every day of like what times he'll be available, so people can get on Facebook and check that out so they know, if they're wanting to see Pete the cat, when to come and see him. So that's exciting. This is the second year we've done the Scholastic Book Fair. We had it last year as the first year, and it did really well. So we brought it back this year, and everybody seems to be excited about it. We had a really good first day yesterday, so we're hoping that continues throughout the week.
That's something my kids never grew out of. They have always really enjoyed a good book fair.
Me either. Yeah.
Just cool stuff there.
Well, and I enjoy it too. It started when they were in primary school, and they just really took to it, and I don't think they ever got tired of it. They still enjoy it.
I loved it when I was a kid.
Well, and my mom, I pick on my mom a lot, but my mom it comes in the library all the time. She loves to read, and that's one thing that, I've always saw my mom reading. And my kids have always seen their grandma reading. And one of the places it was kind of their thing was to go to the library when my daughter was small. And they would, Granny and her would always go to the library together. And that's kind of a really good
It starts
thing
something.
to get into. That's a good little outing to go with your grandkids.
Yes. And we see several grandparents bring, on Tuesdays, Ashley, our children's librarian, has story hour every Tuesday, starting at 10, and that's through the whole year. And we have, several grandparents that bring their kids to that, of course, and also parents too. But yeah, it's cool to see them go up with with their grandkids and kids for story hour.
Well, if you've got to
Tuesday.
get them into a habit, reading is a good habit to get them into really early.
Yes, most definitely. The earlier, the better.
Well, in your teen program, we talk about kids and books a lot, and we talk about, and I think a lot of that has to do with school, and it's so much easier for them in school, it seems like, if they enjoy reading, and if it's something that they, you don't have to fight with them to do because they enjoy doing it. It just seems like their little eyes twinkle, and they can, you don't have to, the fight, everybody knows the fight. Let's not ignore the fight. Everybody knows it goes on. And,
Yes.
When they're teenagers, you've got a lot of things that can make reading fun and make them realize how much fun the library can be as well, even as a teenager, right?
Correct. We, tend to lose them, once they become teens.
Right.
They don't really think the library's cool anymore. So, yes, Ash has been trying to have, some programs to bring the kids, bring the teens in, and, not necessarily all of the activities are, where they're talking about books and stuff, but we're just, we're trying to get them in and get them involved in the library, and then hopefully gain their interest back in reading and literature and things like that. So, with the Teen Summer Reading Program, she's doing Movie Mondays, and I forgot to mention that our theme this year for summer reading is a universe of stories, and so it's space themed. We've got the whole library decorated up like we're in outer space. So we've got lights and black gossamer hanging. So it looks like we're in space.
Tell the truth. You had to kick Ty out this morning, didn't you?
I was just thinking, I got to go down.
You got to. Yes, Ty needs to get down here and see it. But yeah, so She's doing movie Mondays for the teens, and so each movie is related to space in some way. Yesterday she showed Space Jam,
oh man,
which is a
that's
cool
such a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then next Monday she's doing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wow.
That is a
And
hilarious movie.
Then she'll be showing the next week Hidden Figures, and then the last movie Monday that she's going to do, she's going to show Apollo 13.
Oh,
So
that's
those
a
are
great
for the
one.
teens.
So are the
Yeah.
teens the only one that do the teens need to be supervised? That's what I need to know.
Yeah, of course. We
I know.
always need supervision.
Do they need adult supervision? And
Chaperones.
by
We should
saying
always
adult,
do
I
that.
say that loosely.
Of course. And then she's doing throughout the summer out of this world art, where they can come in and they're going to do paint nights, and then one day they'll do Galaxy shirts. So they're going to do some
See,
art
I
with
thought that was
some
cool
shirts
when I
and
heard
stuff.
about that. That Galaxy shirt thing, that is, my daughter wants to do one. That's a really popular thing right now.
I've heard of them, but what is it?
Oh, they're really neat. Well, now it's horrible to try to explain. Thanks, Hyde. No, it's a T-shirt that you kind of splatter paint on, and
Okay.
it looks like a galaxy by the time you're done.
Right.
And there's a whole technique to it that I'm not good at. But hopefully, she will be able to show them how to do
Taking
it.
tie-dye to the next level. They take it to the galaxy.
Boy, he can find his
Right.
name in anything, can he?
I do. I try.
He is, okay. Well, okay, so other than tie at the library, what else do we have?
So those are her teen programs throughout the summer. And then
Well, now,
she's
what are
also,
the ages are those, by the way? I mean, what designates the children from the teens?
So teens, we are considering 6th grade through 12th grade.
Okay.
And so also, if it's not too late, they can still come in and register for the summer reading program. And with the teens, they get like a little packet of other things that they can work on through the summer. And one of the things we focus on each year throughout the teen summer reading program, there's a volunteer component that they can complete. And so Ashley has offered, volunteer opportunities for them here at the library, but they can volunteer wherever. But they have these sheets that they complete and fill out and turn back in, and each sheet that they turn in and, the books that they read and things, they get entries into the grand prize drawings at the end of the summer.
Hey, not only do you get to go to the teen programs, not only do you get to read and have fun, but now I get to win prizes.
Watch the cool. What is the grand
right.
prize at the end of the summer? Have you revealed it?
Well, we always do some Kindle Fires, and then we have a lot of I said merchandise, but stuff that is related to the theme. Bag, has the logo for the summer reading bags, and ink pens, different gadgets and stuff they have. Usually,
I'm going to throw that out there again, though. Because a lot of times when people say, the library's giving away a prize, they'll give away a bookmark. No, these are Kindle Fires. That's a nice prize.
Right.
And they qualify by going up there and logging all of this down, correct?
Correct. Yes. So specifically for the teens, they have like I said, a little packet that they get, and for each sheet that they complete, then they get an entry in, and then of course part of that is their reading log. We still advocate our reading and participating in the activities, and then also coming to the events that Ashley has, so the movie nights and the art things that so all that will gain them entries into these drawings at the end of the summer.
Well, I am excited about that. And of course, the kids now. What age does that start with the children?
The children's is we say like preschool and up through 5th grade for the kids, and theirs is a little different. So because they meet weekly. And so they don't have like a packet, to get like the teens do, but they will get a reading log like the teens. And then we have sessions every week for them. And we have, over the last few years, had such a great response for the children's program that we just had one session each week, but we've had to do 2 sessions because we've had so many kids. So we don't have them here all at the same time. So we split them up. So those sessions are every Thursday at 10 o'clock and 2. And the way we split it up is by mother's last name. So like A through J is in the morning, and then K through Z is in the afternoon session.
Now, one thing I have that people ask a lot, or at least a couple of times in the last week, because we've been talking a lot about the library and the things that have been going on, is can I take my child down and get them registered for a library card while I'm there?
Yes, of course.
That's a big deal for a kid.
It is. So they can once they turn 6, 6 and up can get a library card. Before that, we ask that they just put it on their parents' card because responsibility and things. So once they reach the age of 6, then they can get their own library card, and it is a big deal. It's fantastic to see the kids' faces when they get their own.
Well, that's like
card.
A rite of passage, You're 6 years old. I'm a big boy and girl, and
right.
I get my own library card. I get to, and I can remember going into George Coon Library when I was, it was there when I was a kid. And, when you go in, and it's like every book imaginable is there. Pick a book, any book. I mean, it was
right.
I was awestruck.
They got a great Harlequin romance rack.
Do they?
You do.
I wouldn't know about that.
I don't either. I mean, just see it when you go in. They're just going to stick out.
I'm going to take Sassy Pants' word for it over there, okay? He's he's honeymooning, freshly married, That you gotta just look past that. Of course, adults. This is the one part that I think is really neat, because a lot of places forget that, mom and dad have got to bring the kids a lot of times. And what are mom and dad going to do? Or Ty?
Adults and age only.
Mom and dad can talk to Ty while they're there. So you've got a ton of really interesting programs over the summer for adults.
Right. And so the adult program kind of follows the same pattern as the teen program. So any adult that registers for the adult summer reading program, they will receive a packet that has sheets. And again, all this is related to the theme for the summer. And so the sheets consist of crossword puzzles or word searches. Again, there's a reading log for the adults as well. And they just, they can have the whole summer to complete those sheets. And once again, each sheet activity that they complete gains the adults an entry into the grand prize drawings at the end of the summer. And then, of course, also all the events that I have for the adults, if they attend those, then they get entries as well for the grand prize drawing.
Any chance for another scavenger hunt this year?
Oh, I want to do it.
I haven't planned one for the summer reading program, but I'm thinking of bringing that back in the fall when it kind of cools off a little bit.
Yeah,
if we could put a vote in for that, maybe. I think you got 2 votes.
Usually do one of those a year. And I forgot it's usually in the fall. So yeah, those are fun, and they've even come to the WP. You've even had a Clue here at the WPKY studios, haven't you?
Yeah. Mr. Bowtie, what is his favorite book? He's in the romance section. That's where he's at. What is Ty's favorite section?
I'm a biography kind of guy.
A biography.
And
I
history.
can see that.
And history.
I can see that about you. I do.
Yep.
Well, and I heard that Joni was going to be there with you.
Joni is, yes, she is coming tonight. And so, like I said, the theme for this year is a universe of stories. It's space theme related. So I was trying to think of what I could do for adults with, it's kind of easier to do kids and teen space kind of things with them. And so I was kind of thinking, what can I do with adults? So we're kind of just doing a play on words, and we're calling it Out of This World Recipe.
Oh, I like that.
I
like that.
I like that.
Come and do some of her recipes, that she does for the recipe review. And I think she's going to actually demo one of the recipes tonight, and then she's going to have some others already prepared that people can try and sample. And then, talk about food
sampling. I'm there.
Or budget, yes.
Who doesn't like to sample that stuff?
I
Joni's
really like
cooking. I mean, come on.
If Joni's cooking, I'm sampling.
There you go. Yeah.
And so, what else do you have with the adult thing for throughout the summer?
So throughout the summer, we have not just in the summer. They're all throughout the year. I have speakers. They're called Chautauqua speakers. They come from the Kentucky Humanities Council, and they are presenters that portray famous Kentucky people from history. And so this summer we're going to have Abraham Lincoln. He'll be here. And then we'll have game night once a month. We'll have, it's tabletop games. So we have some here, board games and stuff, but, if people want to bring their own, that's fine too. So we have that going on. And then we will be having, which has become quite popular, like the scavenger hunt, but is a little easier for me to put together. So I put it together more frequently than the scavenger hunt, is trivia night. And so trivia night, it's you get a team together, up to 4 people. And it's kind of like pub trivia. If you've ever played pub trivia, there's 10 rounds and there's 7 questions per round. And so it's all kinds of questions, just a variety. So, with a team of up to 4, hopefully somebody on your team will know the answer, and you're going to know some and some you're not. But it's just a lot of fun. We have a good time.
I'm thinking if we could get 2 other people, who could we rope in?
I don't know.
That sounds like so much fun, doesn't it?
It is fun.
I would love to do that.
Now, wasn't last year rock and roll?
Last year was.
Yeah,
yes,
that was a great theme. I started participating. I kind of dropped off later in the summer.
Does that mean that he quit and he lost, so he quit and said, I don't want to play?
I got all the neat packet, man. They had word searches and puzzles, and I think I read 2 books, didn't even turn on my log.
See, my mom does the puzzles a lot. She loves the crossword puzzles and the different puzzles as well.
Oh, it was great. You guys do a great job with
absolutely.
that, Nichelle.
And there's a lot of things at the library and resources at the library that most people probably don't think are there. And that's one thing I challenge you to do. Even if you don't even have kids at home, maybe your kids are grown up and you don't have grandkids yet, I challenge you to go down to the library right down here downtown at George Coon, just to check it out. Prove me wrong.
No more card catalog.
No
more.
I guarantee you're going to find something that speaks to you.
No doubt.
There's no way that you can go into George Coon Library and not find something that speaks to you. And especially if you take the children will find all kinds of stuff that speaks to them.
I think so.
Yes.
So thank you. And make sure that when you're doing your trivia and your trivia nights, your scavenger hunt, anytime there's food involved, maybe the movies. I like the movies. Make sure you just call and let us know, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I will do that.
Well, thanks so much for being with us on Coffee Talk. It's 8:55 with Ty and Tess. And, of course, should be a gorgeous day today. It's not going to be bad at all. There's not going to be a ton of those types of days, I will say, for the remainder of the week. So if you've got things you need to do outside, you better start wrapping them up, because starting, tomorrow, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms early in the morning, and then turning partly sunny with a high near 87. Of course, that 50-50 chance of showers and thunderstorm is going to stay with you all the way through the weekend. So if you're going to, if you want to go watch Ty finish up his yard, if you want to...
Yard's finished.
The yard is finished. Well. Honey-do list. Check. Yes. Give him a couple of years. It takes a couple of years. No, at my house, it's not done. I pick on you because mine's not done.
That's okay. You'll get around to it, right?
I'll get around to it. Maybe. I have a 12-year-old that...
Oh, man, that's great.
I'm begging Coach K. I think that's something in football. They have to mow the yard.
Let him have a football practice, and then
that's what I think.
Let's go sweat for 2 hours, then we'll go get on the lawnmower.
No, I think Coach K ought to tell him, look, you want to play? You go mow the yard.
Coach K is good about that.
I know. I love him. Stick around. WPKY has got a day... I had to grab my schedule because there's so many things. A day full of things going on. Get a complete look at your news from around the area. WPKY's News Edge with Audrey Lamb. Of course, we'll get you caught up on the who, when, and where with the community calendar and things that you should know all throughout the day. As always, we'll get you prepared and out the door with your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. And, of course, with Ty and Tess, we wish you good morning. It is 8:57 and 71. Audrey Lamb is up with your newscast. I am grabbing the wrong mouse, if you can't tell. It's going to be a day.
You grab him by the tail.
Yeah. 1580, 103.3.
Have a great day.
WPKY.
Stick around.